By the time when, structure and usage. By the time she finished her homework it was already dark. When she finished her homework it was already dark. By the time he arrived at the party everyone had left. When he arrived at the party everyone had left. By the time the movie started the theater was full. When the movie started the theater was full. By the time they called the police the thief had escaped. When they called the police the thief had escaped. By the time we reached the station the train had left. When we reached the station the train had left. By the time she read the letter he had already left. When she read the letter he had already left. By the time they realized their mistake it was too late. When they realized their mistake it was too late. By the time the rain stopped the streets were flooded. When the rain stopped the streets were flooded. By the time the doctor arrived the patient was unconscious. When the doctor arrived the patient was unconscious. By the time he finished his speech everyone was applauding. When he finished his speech everyone was applauding. By the time she woke up the sun had risen. When she woke up the sun had risen. By the time they completed the project the deadline had passed. When they completed the project the deadline had passed. By the time he found his keys he was late for work. When he found his keys he was late for work. By the time we cleaned the house it was already evening. When we cleaned the house it was already evening. By the time she cooked dinner everyone was hungry. When she cooked dinner everyone was hungry. By the time they built the bridge the river had dried up. When they built the bridge the river had dried up. By the time he apologized she had already forgiven him. When he apologized she had already forgiven him. By the time we got home the guests had already left. When we got home the guests had already left. By the time she turned 18 she had traveled to many countries. When she turned 18 she had traveled to many countries. By the time they finished the marathon they were exhausted. When they finished the marathon they were exhausted. Don't forget to subscribe Tet Ongbo YouTube channel.